I'm Jeff, and welcome to another episode of DOA, Dorward Outdoor Adventures. On today's episode, I'm going to take you through unboxing and setting up my brand new Wi-Fi Smart Cam. This is the mini version, a cellular trail camera that I've heard great things and seen great things about as well. If you followed any of my content or watched any of my videos, you'll see that I absolutely love running trail cameras, whether it's does and fawns, big bucks, big bulls, the velvet growing season, or even that rut activity. Having trail cameras out in the field provides me that intel that I need to get into the right areas, and also brings me just pure enjoyment of seeing what is happening in the woods when I am not there. So the first thing that I've done in order to get my account going is I've set up my own profile online through Wi-Fi Tech. And now I've come to the point where I am picking the subscription that matches what's going to meet my expectations and my needs. Myself, I've chosen the Weekend Warrior. It seems to give me everything that I think I will need in order to get pictures, videos, and everything else that Wi-Fi offers. And although I haven't really gotten any pictures, I haven't even set this camera up in the field yet, it looks like it has a lot of features that I'm excited to start using. Now, once that I have my profile set up and picked my subscription and paid for it online, it's now time for me to add the camera to my app. Instruction booklet. Might need to refer to this. Everything you can find online. Camera strap. And of course, USB cord to connect. First thing that I'm going to want to do is load up the batteries so I can power up the camera. So this one here takes 8 AA batteries. Again, I'm brand new to this camera. I'm not sure how well these batteries are going to last, but I'm hoping to get it all set up today and into the field tomorrow so that I can start capturing videos. Okay, so I've got my 8 AA batteries in here. A couple more things I'm going to do before I turn it on. All cell cameras need an SD card. You got to put one of those in there. Also, a good time to attach the antenna. The SIM card that gives you your cellular communication already inserted in there. And from what I see, the app looks really easy on the phone. Once I'm into my profile, all I'm going to do is go to add a camera, and by either scanning the QR code that's on the top of the box, or entering the IMEI number that the display will give you, or bringing your phone close to the camera, should activate this camera for me. I'll turn the switch to setup. Everything powers up nicely. Shows that it's searching for a signal. So I'm going to start off by entering this camera, activating this camera by entering the IMEI number. And that's the unique number that belongs to this camera that activates it through your data card in order for it to send pictures and everything to your account. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that now. I've entered in the IMEI into the app on my phone. I am going to save that. It looks like it wants a name. As always, enter my camera names with DOA and then the number that it is. Save that. Tells me that it's looking for the check-in. Waiting on both my phone and the camera to make sure it syncs. So while I'm waiting for the camera to check in and sync, which I hope will happen momentarily, figured I'd go through some of the other settings. With the cellular cameras, as always, you can use your date and time for setting it manually or having it automatically. Of course, with this connecting to cellular towers, it keeps track of the date and time. So daylight savings time, that's going to happen automatically. You don't have to get back to your camera to change anything on that. But I do want to go through and set up some of my modes that I'm going to be taking here and see what some of those features are on this Wi-Fi camera. So I had to mess around with it just a little bit. And then while I was waiting for it to connect and it looking for a signal and it didn't happen, basically all I had to do was press the OK button. It took a picture, sent it to my phone, and everything linked up after that. So now that it's connected, I've held it up to the wall here, pressed OK, just so it takes a picture, transmits it to my phone, which happened almost instantaneously. And right here within my app, I am able to go through, scroll down to refresh, and it gives me all the information on the bottom bar, date, time, and everything that I'm looking at. So my next step is to get this out into the field, start taking pictures of actual wildlife and all the elements. I have full control on the app here if I need to change any of my settings while the camera is out there. And once I'm comfortable with it in a close to home situation, I'm going to be moving this camera out in order to see where the elk are moving when I start hunting at the end of August and early September. So I'm in a location that I run a trail camera pretty much year round. This is a travel corridor where the deer travel from their bedding area to their feeding area, no matter what time of year it is. So always busy with game, and this is where I want to capture. So today I'm also going to be installing the security box, the lock box for this WiseEye camera, because even though I am on private land and there's nobody else that is supposed to be on here, we know what happens. Trespassers happen, they steal cameras, and that's not good. So I am definitely going to use this lockbox. I'm going to get it drilled onto the tree, get the camera installed. I'm going to send a couple test pictures so I make sure that it's pointed in the right direction and get ready to capture some game. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera on. Going to turn it again to that setup screen. I'm going to wait for it to find a signal. And as soon as it does, I will close it up, place it in the box, do a couple test pictures, make sure it's sending it to me, then I'll put the cover on, lock it up, and hope for the best. All right, searching, green light, check mark came on, so it's ready to go. I'm gonna slide this to the on, and camera is gonna start doing its thing. So I'm standing in front of the camera, and I'm already getting the notifications. And the thing that I haven't gotten into yet is kind of the species identification, that when the camera takes the picture, it can tell you what it is. It can tell you if it's a deer, if it's a predator, if it's a turkey. And this notification right here tells me people spotted on my camera. So very intelligent camera. I'm not sure if I'll use all of those features, but definitely going to take a look at the pictures here to see if my camera's pointing in the right direction and if I want to make any changes before I let it be for the next month or so. Okay, so the pictures have come through, and you can see in my library here, my online library, I have the picture of the test picture that I did in my garage, and here's the ones that I did today. So obviously I have Nala out here who's coughing up on some poplar fluff and dandelion fuzz, and it seems to be pointing in the right direction. It's going to capture everything that's going to come across this way, and I'm good with locking up the box, setting it and forgetting it, and waiting to see what happens in the coming weeks. So it's been about a month since I set up my WiseEye camera here where I bow hunt, and I have found out a couple things over the last 4 weeks. So the first thing that I did want to share with everybody, when I talked about the subscription fees and how much it was per month, what I didn't realize was it was in US dollars. So that $15 per month for the package that I'm on turned out to be about $21. Still not bad, maybe a little bit higher in the price range of all the cellular cameras out there. So be expecting that charge to be in US dollars. The other thing that I noticed is that every morning at 8:30, the camera checks in and it takes a picture and sends it to me to let me know that everything is working. The other part of it is within the last month, in these last 2 days, that 8:30 a.m. check-in wasn't happening. So I was worried that maybe there was something wrong with the camera, or maybe an animal damaged the antenna and it wasn't transmitting that picture to me. So I logged into my account, I looked at what the battery power was. Obviously the voltage was low, which tells me my batteries are dead. So that is a little bit concerning that in warm temperatures, it's been above 25 degrees all month, that the batteries don't last. And although it's transmitting a picture, currently I have 380 images, so I have it set up to do a picture and a video, and it sends me a thumbnail of each. So it has transmitted a little bit, but I have only downloaded one of those 10-second videos that I have the trail camera set to. So it hasn't used a lot of battery power for transmission in my mind. And that's worrisome. So knowing I have to put this camera out in the Elkwoods next week, I've met with Travis O'Shea from Wapiti River, and what he is doing, he is building these 12-volt battery boxes with a power cable and a case to put the battery in that will last you all year long. So I'm excited to meet with Travis next week, get my battery package from him, get this camera set up in the Elkwoods, and capture everything I need for intel leading in to the beginning of September. Right now it's time to go collect the camera. So I got the camera mounted in the lockbox and then an ammo box below it that has the 12-volt battery in it. Power lead coming down and right along an intersection. I've had a camera on here before, and I can't wait to see what it captures this time. I wasn't able to get a lot of video of myself setting up the camera in the Elkwoods because it was raining pretty hard, and I wanted to get in and out as fast as I could without wrecking any camera equipment. But one of the interesting things that happened is while I was making my way in there, I was able to stop and observe a spike bull in the area. And while I was actually setting up the camera, there was a cow elk about 25-30 yards behind the camera, just standing there watching me set it up. So that was pretty cool. The entire time that I've had that camera out in the Elkwoods where I hunt for the last month and a half here, for the most part has been really, really good. It was sending me pictures of lots of elk activity in the area, which confirmed that the elk were in the area, and I was able to hunt in that area when the time came around. The one thing that I did have a little bit of trouble with though is once I started hunting in the area, I did move the camera to a different location, and even though it showed that I had a bar of service, that cell signal was really hit and miss. So although the camera captured all the pictures that it took on the SD card, I didn't always get those pictures sent to me. But it definitely captured a lot of elk. And did it help me harvest an elk this 2024 season? You'll have to stay tuned to this channel to find out. That'll be an upcoming episode right here on DOA, Dorward Outdoor Adventures.